in this darkness and its fantasies, one thing is still clear in my mind. That alone, like lightning splitting through the darkness, he appears so vividly in my mind. Over and over again it swells and sinks like the waves of a tsunami. Hatred, friendship, jealousy, indignation, emptiness, love, sorrow. They all come together in a single great storm, driving a stake through my mind, holding my consciousness together. The one who cast me into this darkness. He is now my anchor. I see you now, radiating so brilliantly it blinds me. Nuts.
I'm so bloated. Anyways, what is up, boys? This is how we utilize today's 30-minute power of 3 in order to catch just shy of 65 points or $9,300 today. Day trading NQ, utilizing the 30-minute power of 3 in order to catch the continuation off of the higher time frame 4-hour for value gap, looking to target relative equal highs on the daily time frame. We're going to cover everything pertaining to our pre-market analysis, our reactive analysis during market open, and how we ended up missing our first trade execution and had to react to price action, getting our second additional trade entry toward our draw on liquidity being our true objective. However, before we get into our pre-market analysis, let's showcase P&L real quick. We always have to remember the focus on these trade recaps is understanding how to continue to replicate our results so we can perform consistently day in and day out. Coming into the trading day, focusing on the hourly time frame for now, what were we looking for when approaching the trading day, or what did we notice? The first thing we noticed was Asia. So during Asia session, we had continued to displace toward the upside without any prominent retracement. Then going into London, that is when we began to consolidate. So my initial thought process was, if we were looking to continue bullish, then I would want to see price rebalance, sweeping out London liquidity, London lows, continuing higher toward our relative equal highs on the daily time frame, or our range highs simply on the hourly time frame. Now, if we were looking to continue bearish, I would want to see those relative equal highs on the daily time frame and that range high taken out with a smart money reversal continuing lower, still looking to potentially rebalance price. So that is what we were looking at when approaching the hourly time frame. I cannot talk right now. Anywho, once scaling down to the 15-minute time frame, we noticed a huge cracking correlation between YM and NQ. And due to having this huge cracking correlation, we were also looking for an SMT in order to validate the smart money reversal during the 30-minute power of 3. Now, upon market open, what ended up happening? Upon market open, we began to distribute to the downside, rebalancing price. Once price was rebalanced, we formed a 15-second change in state of delivery back to the upside. Now, here's a caveat. I do not execute upon the 15-second time frame, let alone look at the 15-second time frame. So in regards to that, that is when we shifted our focus upon executing upon that 15-second change in state of delivery and began to focus upon the 30-second and the 1-minute time frame, waiting for any sort of PD array as confirmation in order to execute, targeting or executing toward our true objective. That is when we waited for that 1-minute inverse fair value gap to get formed. You guys seen in the recording, I looked to execute upon the CE of that 1-minute inverse fair value gap, targeting our true objective. However, I did not get filled. Now, upon looking to execute upon that inverse fair value gap, I knew that price would have not needed to make that retracement for the CE. However, I continued to leave my limit open at the CE, potentially waiting to see whether or not price would simply tag us in and then continue to distribute higher going into both Q3 and the macro. And that is exactly what did not happen. We failed to retrace for the CE, continued to distribute higher. However, how did I get my entry? Now, I was looking to execute at that inverse fair value gap, but didn't get it. That means I had to react to what price action was doing. That is when we scaled down to the 30-second time frame and noticed a 30-second change in state of delivery higher out of this 1 minute inverse, validating it. So we executed upon said distribution. Executed upon that change in state of delivery higher, scaled in to additional contracts once price formed that 1 minute change in state of delivery higher. Right here, I don't have my toolbox, so I can't mark it out. However, once we form that 1 minute change in state of delivery higher and macro open, that is when we scaled in 2 additional contracts and set our SL at break even, looking for price to simply begin to distribute with volatility, with speed. I forgot, for lack of a better word, we're just going to use speed toward our true objective. And that is how we caught the continuation off of the higher time frame 4 hour fair value gap, utilizing the 30-minute power of 3 in correlation with open, low, high, close, which I did not mention. I don't think I've touched on open, low, high, close a lot within my videos. However, I will get out of full screen for this in order to showcase that 30-minute open, low, high, close, being that open at market open, that low, high, and close. That low, of course, was created during Q2, and that high was, of course, created during Q3. I don't think I've touched on it a lot in my videos, like I just said. However, I will comment on it real quick. Every single trade I take deviates off of power of 3 in correlation with open, low, high, close. You will never see me take a trade that is not in correlation with either power of 3 or open, low, high, close with power of 3. I said that wrong. You'll never see me take a trade without those two. Anywho, maybe I'll make a video on that in the future. Let me know if you guys would want to see that. However, this is today's trade execution. I don't have anything else to say. It took me 45 minutes in order to record a 8-minute YouTube video. I don't know how long this video is going to be. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you I'll see you when I think a trade recap will be worth learning from. I just made today's recap rather than Fridays or Thursdays because I don't think I've touched on 30-minute power of 3 all that much, especially catching higher time frame continuations utilizing 30-minute power of 3. I've also haven't talked a lot about opens. Yeah, there's a bit more I need to comment. Also, this trade, of course, was below True Day Open for anyone curious. That's not like super important, but it is a great confluence. Hold up, it's not in the. I guess this is bloopers real quick. Not gonna touch on True Micro Session Open or True Day Open, even though I just skimmed through it. Yeah, this is bloopers. Do I have anything else to comment on? I guess super quick recap. 30 higher time frame 4 hour for Valley Gap, bullish for Valley Gap. 30-minute power of 3, trading below True Day Open and True Micro Session Open. Q3 macro SMT or daily cycle sequential SMT with YM, of course, and open, low, high, close, and relative equal highs. Bang, there you go. Yeah, I don't make a trade recap on every trade, let alone win or loss. Like I said, I just thought today would be great because I haven't fully touched on 30-minute power of 3 or open, low, high, close, even though I barely touched on open, low, high, close in this recording. Sorry, guys. But yeah, anyway, love you guys, and I will see you when I see you. Peace. This was a good bloopers. I think it's good to have bloopers at the end because my mind is so like snappy during the like recording. Like, this is how I actually am. This is the best way I can break things down. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, bro.